All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All these people around here, big supporters, fans. Everybody waving at you.
Oh, well, I knew that lady. She doesn't really count. She's biased.
Yeah.
She's biased.
It's the CMA Music Festival with Stephen Kilbreth and David Nail. How's it going?
It's going fantastic.
How are the Cardinals doing?
We lost last night, but before that we had won. We had the best record in the National League. I don't know after last night if we do.
Yeah.
But you can't win them all.
You cannot.
There's a lot of games in baseball, and that would be pretty much impossible.
And you have a lot of family still in Missouri?
I do. Most of all my immediate family still is there.
Anybody get affected by some of the recent weathers?
I had an uncle who had I guess right towards the end of it, when it had reached, I guess, the mecca of all the floods, and they had to release a levee of the Mississippi River. I had an uncle who some of the, I guess, 150,000 acres of farmland that flooded. He had some land that got flooded. So crops all wiped out for the year, and but they did that to save a few towns, and I don't know all the ins and outs of farmland, but obviously people are not losing their belongings and memories and houses like that, and after what we went through in Nashville last year, you want to try to avoid that at all costs.
Right. I think it's neat, the power of country music and all that everybody does for these things that are going on here in our communities. I mean, it's just amazing. It really had. I mean, we're in Seattle. I mean, so we're just waiting for the big earthquake. So we don't have tornadoes or lots of the situations that have been around here. But it's just amazing, all of the people who have done such great things. And you do the flood benefit, Bama Rising. I mean, you're doing it all.
Yeah, I mean, people keep asking me that. I just think, I've got a charity / foundation that I'm very passionate about, and I think that everybody has their own, and when it comes time for needing to do something for that, I think being able to count on your brethren and people in your own community. There's a good sense of feeling about that, and I just think that it's for whatever reason in this city and in this business, it's very second nature for people to kind of rally.
Yeah, it's great, and the new song that's coming out is "Let It Rain," or it's out already, I should say.
Very appropriate for you guys.
Which, it should be #1 in Seattle already.
Exactly. Well, we released that right as all the storms were coming through, and I had so many people that were tweeting me and saying, "Come on, man, I love your song and everything, but geez, do we need any more rain?" So I just want to be the first person to, I may not be the first person, but coming from the guy who wrote it, it's a metaphor. We're not talking about literally letting it rain. I know that you guys don't need any help in that regard. But it's a metaphor for him just simply saying, "Hey, I made a really, really, really bad mistake," and just bring on whatever catastrophes can come my way to maybe help speed up the healing process.
Well, we wish you great success with that. Let It Rain, and the new album is going to come out later in the year. Do we know when that's going to hit?
Hopefully early fall. We've gotten kind of busy, and we had some dates that we were going to go in and cut, and we wanted to kind of push that back and maybe see if we could find some more songs. And so I've been writing a lot on whatever off days we've got, and so I would think early fall. We've got to go back in and cut some more stuff, but hopefully sooner than later.
So you've done lots of stadium shows. I mean, you did with Lady Antebellum, and you did, but with Taylor Swift, that's going to be a different ballgame, isn't it?
It is, and I'll tell you what put it into perspective is last night during the award show when they cut off to that live feed of her at a show in Milwaukee, I about pooped my pants because it just looked like mayhem.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy smokes, man, I want to be on that stage here in a couple months. So I think, I've been trying to play it cool and act as if, it wasn't that big a deal. And she actually invited us, all the guys that are open up to a show up in Omaha, the first show, to kind of get a feel for everything. And I had a show the next day, so it was going to be really hard to kind of make it happen. But I wish I had now, just so I could kind of have those first beginning nerves to out of my system.
Yeah, I'm sure girls have been screaming for you your whole life, but I mean, this is like a full stadium full of them.
Yeah, and it's just being in that award show. I had never really experienced Bieber fever until last night, And
during the
everybody says it's all those 16-year-old girls. My wife was freaking out.
Yeah.
He was right. He was a couple people behind me.
Yeah,
he was a couple people behind me on the red carpet, man. And I've just got to. I have to say, man. I grew up with New Kids on the Block and all those boy bands, and 30-year-old women did not freak out about the New Kids on the Block. That was uncool to like the New Kids on the Block if you were that old, because I had an older sister. But Bieber has united the generations, It's like you got 50-year-old women freaking out about Justin Bieber.
Gee, and wait until he's 18. Gee whiz, he's not even 18.
I will say, man, that kid is too cool for school, man. He's just walking around with his hat backwards and a track jacket on, man. It's just... go on with your bad self, but I guess if I was 16 years old and I knew I had the world in my palm of my hands, I'd probably do the same thing. But it's really something to see in person, that's for sure.
All right, the album's coming out later this year. The song is Let It Rain, and we look forward to seeing you, I believe, here at the Festival of the River this year in our area, right?
Sure. I can't wait to be there. I love Seattle.
I hope you actually show up.
Is that actually in Seattle?
Well, it's north of Seattle, Arlington.
But I can stay downtown and visit all my little favorite places.
Yeah. Erica can take you out for a drink. It'll be great.
Yeah, right, man. That's supposed to have happened a long time ago, and you can count on her like you can count on, I don't know, nothing. I got to give my buddy John Brockman a shout-out, though. He's a Washington native, played for the Huskies.
He did.
Hopefully he's listening. I know he's a big country music fan, so if you're listening, go Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, John's great. Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you so much.